Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So my name is Khairul Ikhwan bin Rosdi, and in this video I will share a little bit information and some important point as engineer from previous talk that I have attended, which on topic route to professional engineer. So let's start. The talk is delivered by IRTS Abdurrahman Bahasa. So, he is a CEO from Recovery Group Sendirian Berat at UKM MTDC Bangi, Selangor. He is a professional engineer with practicing certificate in electrical engineer and a professional technologist in electrical and electronic technology. He graduated as an electrical engineer from UTHM. After that, he pursued his study as postgraduate in Master of the Business Administration at UITM. And right now, he is in process of completing his PhD in Business Management. So we can see here, he changed his journey from engineer to business. This is because he wanted to try something new. In his business administration, he learned social science and understanding about human skills and how to deal with people in running a business. So that's why he decided to proceed PhD in business management. So basically, he has been in engineering course for 13 to 14 years, and he had experienced lots of work, especially in the oil and gas field, and he used to work at offshore in Malaysia. Okay, so regarding our topic of route to professional engineer, I have summarized a few steps to become professional engineer after graduate from university. So let's take a look at this graphical animation. After graduate, student must register as a graduate engineer with Board of Engineers Malaysia before applying to any employment at any company. After that, starts to work in any company, but take a look at small company more because their chances to learn a lot of experience is more, because in small company employee will do lots of work because the employee is lesser than big company, so we can experience in any kinds of work, although it is not in our expertise. There are 3 routes for practicing to gain experience. So for route 1, must obtain 3 years practical experience with at least 2 years of professional development and at least 1 year management expertise. These 3 years must be obtained in Malaysia for at least 1 year, and then pursue to professional assessment examination conducted by BM and pass it. Route 2 is for the student that registers with overseas regulatory body and not the BM. Students must submit technical report and pass code of conduct examination conducted by them. For Route 3, register as a corporate member of Institution of Engineers Malaysia (IEM) with their requirements, which is almost the same as BM. After having gained enough 3 years experience as follow the 3 rules above, student must find another company, especially multinational company like Petronas, which have lots of nation there, and then pursue with professional qualification and pass to achieve professional title, for example in engineer IR. So as you can see here, there are 2 bodies involved of registration engineering in Malaysia, which is BM and IM. But what is the difference between these 2 bodies? So what have I understand from the previous talk and some readings, BM is a government body that regulate the registration of graduate engineer in Malaysia, while IEM is learning society to promote science and profession of engineering in any or all its discipline. Besides, for graduate engineer, it is compulsory and mandatory to register with BM after graduate from their university in engineering. but for IEM it is not compulsory. This is because the BM will work as the verification of experience gained from the graduate engineer when working year by year. If they are not registered with BM, their experience will not be counted, so they cannot pursue to become professional engineer. Hello, Assalamualaikum. We meet again. So, in this part, I will explain the importance of professional engineering work to the environment. So, let's start. Engineering plays a vital role in human life with respect to economic, social, and cultural development. Engineering work is to ensure the well-being, security, and the welfare community. Professional engineers involved in resolving quality and quantity issues of water, whereby they evaluate the water balance and determine the available water supply. They develop systems to treat and supply water to residents. Water is treated to minimize the risk of infection. From the professional engineering work, we can have a good and safe water supply to be used in daily life. Professional engineers also contribute to manage air quality by researching about the pollution. Although there are lots of factories working nowadays that involve in gas exposing in our country, but we can see our air quality is in a good condition. So that is how the importance of having professional engineer work. In Quran, Allah has said in Surah Al-An'am verse 99, which means, and He is the one who sends down rain from the sky, causing all kinds of plants to grow, producing green stalks from which we bring forth clustered grain, and from palm trees come clusters of dates hanging within reach. There are also gardens of grapevines, olives, and pomegranates, similar in shape but dissimilar in taste. Look at their fruit as it yields and ripens. Indeed, in these are signs for people who believe. So, this is an example of importance of water to the environment, whereby the environment really needs water to ensure the survival of the creatures on the earth. For example, trees and plants need water to produce great types of food. Hello, welcome back to another part of previous video about the professional engineer. So, as we already talked about BM and IM, these two regulatory body is also play important role to the nation. But how? So these two bodies charged in creating and regulate code of conduct of professional ethic for those who involved in engineering. So engineers must follow the code of conduct of professional ethic in decision making when they face any problem. So this code of conduct will guide them to create a good and reliable decision making. So you can see the contribution is to create a union quality of engineers in Malaysia. In engineering, there are also ethics and rules that need to be followed by engineers when they are taking any decision. Engineers must obey this guideline since their work involves public safety and welfare. So this is where ethics plays really important part in guiding engineer to decision making. This is because engineering is among the high educated profession. Engineers are expected to show the highest standard of honesty and integrity when they are working, since they involve in giving impact to the quality of people's life. So you need to make sure their services is honest and dedicated to the protection of public health, safety, and also their welfare. So as we can see here, this is where ethics play an important role in guiding engineers for their decision making. So their decision will not harm anybody. As a professional engineer, it is important to implement a deep understanding about ethics before start to work.